Welcome to the Literally First Class podcast, where I will teach you how to overcome anxiety and achieve somatic success. I'm your host, Keri Ford. I'm a somatic success and holistic life coach here to bring humor, insight, and wisdom to the modern day woman that wants to feel alive in her daily life. You ready? Come on, I saved you a seat in first class. I am fired up today. I had totally different plans today. I woke up and my Instagram was fucking suspended. I get this email at like 5 a.m. and I wake up to get the kids ready with Jake at like 6 something. I wake up and in my inbox is an email that says your account has been suspended due to a violation in community guidelines. And get this, the violated guideline is community integrity and authentic, authentic identity, which is hilarious because the most recent episode of the podcast that just dropped was Can You Be Rich and Authentic? The last post I did talked all about my client that just had a $50K cash month who went from a $50,000 a year to a $50K cash month. Okay, when she joined my program, she said to me, I think I'm on track for $75K maybe this year, but the only thing I have evidence for is the $50K I've created in my business so far. $50K cash month. We just celebrated a couple weeks ago. That's amazing. And I walked people through the whole step, the whole framework, the methods that we used. You know, I'm not gatekeeping any of that. We can go into that on another episode or maybe later. But the point is, the more visible you become, the more authentic you become, the more powerful you recognize and remember you are. In short, when you remember who the fuck you are, you're going to piss off some people. I think someone has reported my account. I am no stranger to triggering people. I have triggered people my whole life just by existing. Mean girls in high school that wanted to be two-faced, bully me. People in the coaching space, whatever. I'm not fucking new to it. However, for a long, long time, I think probably one of the deepest wounds that I have continued to work on has been the fact that I am a black sheep, which then triggered this need to people please and try to fit in to belong. And listen, belonging is a biologically wired need. It is. It's tribalistic. It's survival. Right? You need to survive in the tribe, and in order to do that, you have to belong. So, people pleasing. Let me tell you, for anyone listening that struggles with people pleasing, this episode is exactly for you. Own who the fuck you are, know you're going to trigger people, and let it trigger people. You will have done nothing wrong except exist. Truly. You will be in your light, and it will trigger people who are not yet in theirs. And it has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with them, and everywhere that they are being inauthentic, and that where they are not allowing themselves to be seen, and everywhere they don't have their light on. And on and on and on. So it's not lost on me the minute I start owning the results that we continue to create with clients, making them a shit ton of money. Fast, through proven methods and strategies, that this is what happens. So the Instagram account gets suspended. I appeal it. 5 minutes later, I get an email that I have access again to my account and, I didn't in fact violate any guidelines. Shocker. So then 10 minutes later, I get another email that says account has been suspended. And then I can't get it back. Then it's disabled. Luckily, I am meta verified. I was meta verified with Instagram, but the interesting part about that is when you go, they're like, just log into the app to get live chat support. And you're like, I can't fucking log into the app because the app that is meta verified, the login for that is disabled. So how the fuck am I supposed to get access to a support chat when that account literally is not working. So thank goodness we're also meta verified with Facebook, and all of that through the business product suite is linked. So I contacted Meta and they're like, this is very interesting. We're going to look into this. Plus, I happen to have an ex-boyfriend that worked at Facebook and has some connections. So fast forward, I still don't have access to my account in this moment, but I want you to, if you are a people pleaser, if you are so worried about upsetting people when you become visible, if you're upset about, or if you're afraid of changing people's perception of you, if you know that there is just so much more in you, you are meant for so much more. And this can be, by the way, at any level. Women I have supported at all levels, public figures, celebrities, rich women, not so rich women, every level, they come to this. They come to this place. Now, they come to this place when they're at a new level, or they come to this place when they're at a transition or they're a beginner at something. So, for example, you'll see a lot of serial entrepreneurs, for example, like create, I don't know, maybe a wildly successful consulting or coaching business. Then they go on to write a book. Well, they've never written a book before. That's a whole other upper level. Then they go from writing a book to speaking on stages. Then from there, they launch a podcast. Then from there, they launch a physical product. They've never been to any of those places. So there's upper limits at every juncture, is my point. And so there's always another level of visibility, another cut, another place to be initiated into. And so if you are one of those women that like just knows you are meant for more, I just want to encourage you and tell you to show the fuck up anyway and let you know like you will upset people. You will trigger them. They might report your account. They will try and create hate threads about you because they're triggered. They're triggered because you shine so brightly. Don't let that deter you. Like the world needs your gifts. Truly. There are for anyone that's upset, there's also going to be women and people that are inspired by your journey that are like, wow, if she can do it, so can I. For every person that's upset, there's another person that's inspired. Do it for those people. Because the people that are upset and triggered, they will continue to choose into victimhood, right? There's 4 states of consciousness. Victim consciousness is the lowest state of consciousness. It's where everything is happening to this person. No, they're totally disempowered. They have no choice in their reality. Everything's happening to them, right? You move up in consciousness to victor consciousness. Oh, everything's happening for me. Okay, it sucks, but how is this a gift, right? What's the lesson and the learning for me? Then there is vessel consciousness. It's happening through me, an embodied state of being. Everything that is externally projected is an internal reflection, right, of my inner world. External, internal, connected, not separate. And verity consciousness, which is the highest level of consciousness, it's happening as me. Oneness, enlightenment, union, Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it. I am not separate from you and you are not separate from me. And because I have this, I have proved that there is a code, there's evidence, there's a path that it can be done because it would only exist in divine intelligence and universal intelligence if you were able to think it up. That's why it exists. Or it exists and that's why you're able to desire that. So those that are triggered are going to continue to be triggered. It might even be people closest to you, family. There's going to be people that feel like you've changed. Good. You're welcome. Don't let that deter you. Truly, I know so many women that are incredibly gifted and they have all these internal barriers and blocks where they want to show up. They want to be authentic and fully expressed and free. And they feel like they take a step forward and maybe like 3 steps back, or they, dip their toe in the water, but they're not all the way there yet. Maybe they're healing some of those blocks through our somatic success method, by the way, like my client who was afraid of visibility and making all this money. But it's possible to rewire it. You just have to have a willingness to show up. You have to have courage. I think that's the main ingredient in healing. You don't just take a 3-week or a 6-month or a 1-year course or work with a coach that long and then you're like, oh, I'm good forever and ever. That's not how it works. This is a lifestyle. This message sponsored by Po Hung Yu. Have you ever thought about microdosing before? Maybe you've even seen documentaries like Fantastic Fungi or How to Change Your Mind on Netflix. By the way, I have a funny story about the Fantastic Fungi, but you're going to have to ask me offline. Or maybe you've heard about the extensive research happening in the best universities and the evidence showing how mushrooms are game-changing for those with anxiety, depression, ADHD, and even PTSD. So many female leaders and moms have jumped on the microdosing bandwagon to help them better manage modern-day stress. I want to introduce you to our new brand partner, Po Hung Yu. She's a self-mastery mentor, microdosing guide, and a former acupuncturist. And as a successful woman like me, like you, imagine a life where your brain and your nervous system can just relax. That's exactly what happens when you microdose and you're guided by an experienced facilitator. So you can actually be present and enjoy your life minus the anxiety, overwhelm, and stress. The best part is you don't feel high, there's no psychedelic effect, and no one will know. You can still work, be with your kids, drive, exercise, and live your normal day-to-day life. But you'll still receive all of the amazing benefits of mushrooms, like increasing neuroplasticity, flow, creativity, focus, and even your connection and intimacy with your loved ones. Not only will you receive a 15-minute consult where Po will tell you exactly how this process works so you can decide if it's a fit for you, but you'll also get a bonus of $500 off and a complimentary root cause assessment call worth over $800 when you decide to work with Po. Click the link below in the show notes to get started today. So, it's the mountain with no top, but it's possible to heal and move forward and pour into people in the way that only you can. Only you can. Like, how cool is that? Literally, no one has your thumbprint. Nobody can say things the way that you say it. Nobody can ever be you. Literally, on a cellular level, your DNA. It will never exist again. Let that be enough to know that the way you share it, the way that you do it, the way that you teach it, the way that you move with it is only yours forever and ever, and nobody else can replace you. That's why we need you. That's why we need you to lean into your gifts and show the fuck up. I am just fired up about this. Also, what's infuriating to me is that like an online business is a virtual storefront. If someone did in fact report me, it's like I owned a bagel shop, a physical brick and mortar, and then someone decided they didn't like bagels and threw a brick through the window. Or if your account gets hacked and someone takes it over and like holds it ransom, which thank God didn't happen to me, but I know has happened to other people. Actually, that happened to Jake. It's like someone standing in front of your bagel shop, changing the keys and waiting for you to arrive there and being like, nope, can't get in. I changed the keys, changed the locks. What? I'm also wondering why I'm paying to be meta verified aside from like access to the support chat, because I thought it would give me more protection. That's a whole separate conversation. But my point is, be boldly, unapologetically you. No one else can be you. Do it anyway. I spent so many years making myself wrong for who I am. I tried to figure out all the ways that maybe I needed to heal around certain things. I made myself feel bad for things that I had no business feeling bad about. You don't like me? Move the fuck on now. I trigger you? You're welcome. Take a look inside. Figure out why. I'm too much? Where are you feeling like you're holding back? My attraction and affinity for glam and luxury stuff isn't spiritual enough. Everything's fucking spiritual. I've gone to the ethers and back. I've given up makeup. I've given up alcohol. I've played with all the makeup. I've drank, like whatever. It's all spiritual. There was also someone else that reported my breast explant release ceremony. It was a reel on Instagram. That's why I think this might be someone reporting me. I don't know. But this breast explant release ceremony was something I literally created. I have never seen this done before. I used all my somatic training And I used all of my spiritual intuitive guidance to create a release ceremony for myself. Then I decided to record part of that and share it when I put it into a guide. This is not something I had ever seen done. That's exactly why I did it, because I was looking for something that could help me emotionally release my implants before surgery. I also wanted something that could help me go into surgery with ease and peace, so there was no surgery trauma, right? Because we have surgery trauma sometimes. And it involved crystals and prayer and all sorts of different things that I was kind of putting all in one thing. And someone reported the specific one that was the breast explant release ceremony. It was like a sped up video of me doing it. And they reported it for intellectual property infringement. What the fuck? How? How could that be intellectual property infringement? First of all, there was nowhere for me to prove that it wasn't. And second of all, I created it. So someone just didn't like the reel because it was uncomfortable for them. Go take your brick and throw it through another fucking bagel shop window, okay? I reject that. We're not doing that. This is not what we're here for. And there will be people that throw bricks through your bagel shop window, okay? So we just have to, there are going to be people like that just, they don't even like you. They don't even follow you. They've never engaged in anything. And like, that's the thing that they do. They report stuff. Why? So this is about them, not you, right? You are going to upset people. Do not let you play small. Do not let it keep you in a box that doesn't even exist, a box based on their limitations, not yours. There is no box. Claim your space. Light it up. Do it brighter. Being in your light takes nothing from anyone else, ever, because it's yours and they have theirs. They have their own ability to do that. Thanks for listening. This is so frustrating. I'm sure I'll get the account back. I feel actually really surrendered. I'm like, maybe it's a good thing to start the account over if everything got deleted. I don't know. This account has been around since 2012. It's had many evolutions. It's grown with me. And I would be fully okay if I had to start a new account. I think the only thing that makes me sad are the connections and the DMs that I've kind of collected along the way, people I want to be connected to, or people that have been interested in working with me. I don't want them to feel like or think that I blocked them, because I didn't. So if you're not on my email list, get on my email list. We have all sorts of goodies. If you click the link in the show notes, we have the Wealth Vault now. And inside the Wealth Vault, you can choose what you want to do. You can subscribe to all those things, but we have a newsletter that I write weekly. Which I just actually give a really amazing, powerful framework in. We have this podcast, obviously. You're already here though. On the email list, we also have, what's the other thing we have? The Limitless Leader Playbook. Get on the email list is my point. If Instagram or Facebook goes away tomorrow, I want you to at least be on my email list, because then we can be in communication. And if you have questions about programs, you can always contact us there. I've got a team of people that are helping behind the scenes every single day, answer questions, make sure people have access to things, and get you inside the right program. So speaking of programs, why aren't you in them yet? You got to get in the academy. We have the Leadership Mastery Academy. This is exactly where this client that was $50K a year to $50K cash month. I wanted to make sure I said that right, because it wasn't a day. It was a $50K cash month. Now, I didn't even realize actually when she shared with me she had a $50K cash month. I didn't even realize that when she entered the program, she was at $50K a year. But I got curious as to like her starting point. And so when I went back and I read that, and I'm like, she had created a $50K cash year, which is amazing. She was on a potential run rate of looking like $75K the year, like as she joined the program. And then she just had a $50K cash month. What? You might be like, how is that possible? That is totally possible for you. And she's amazing. She's a brilliant artist. And she already had a company. She already had some offers. She had some workshops, masterclasses, and things that she was doing. But as we healed, and I took her through the somatic success method, which is where we identify your leadership archetype. We figure out where you go in stress. We figure out how you sabotage, what that literally looks like in your behaviors and patterns. Then we do the money mindset rewiring and any of the nervous system stuff that we need to do to create more safety so that you can hold and have more, which was money. She had all these dreams of having lots of money, but it felt really unsafe. So she didn't trust herself with money. She didn't trust her spending habits. She felt like I think she was healing. I know that I've had this. I just want to make sure I'm not inserting something in here, but I want to say that she even had some feelings about it feeling dangerous to have money and being visible. I know what it was. It was the rejection piece. And so when she had this 50K month, she ended up being her most visible yet. Like she went into the deep end of like visibility in the best of ways. And we had a session and she was just like, I'm like at an upper limit right now. But she had this live event. And in the live event, it required her to reach out to a lot of people that she kind of perceived were ahead of her, maybe beyond her, maybe would be disinterested in her invitation to join her speaker panel on this event she was hosting. And I can't remember, but I don't think anybody said no. But it was a big exercise in overcoming fear of rejection because she just had to put herself out there. And she fucking did. And then she had this crazy, amazing cash month. And it was just a testimony to all the work that she had done already. We spent way less time on the actual strategy of things and way more time on the nervous system because the strategy and the implementation and the action plan it's important, but it's so much less than the actual nervous system work. You guys know, like if you've had an action plan, you've had a strategy, you've worked with a coach, you've done a program, you've downloaded a freebie, whatever, and it tells you like, here's what to do, ABC, 1, 2, 3. How often is it that you know the thing to do and yet you still don't do it? Yeah, that's the thing that I help with because you're smart, you're amazing, you're intelligent, you know what to do. You likely have the strategy. You likely have tried all the strategies. It's not a strategy issue. It's an alignment issue. It's a nervous system thing. So we have to clear out everything that says that you can't have whatever that desire is. More money, perfect partner, etc. We happen to work with women that want to make money. And they want to make more money. I would say that this client is on the lower end of the women that tend to come into our program. And I don't mean like her as a person. I mean like in terms of literal, 50K a year. Most of the women in the academy make more than that. But who am I to decide? This is why I don't have financial pre-qualifiers. Who am I to decide who's ready? You decide you're ready. And then we get to coach on it. So she's been a joy to coach because she leans into the work. She leans into doing it, right? And we rewire everything that says you can't have whatever the thing is that you want. So she's had her sights set on some big financial gains and wins over the course of the last year. And so it was like, oh my gosh, she's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Like, can I do it again? And also, of course, this happened. Like, I've worked my ass off for this. And she has. That's embodiment. So, what are you doing if you're not inside the Leadership Mastery Academy? If you're a female entrepreneur and you are under $1 million a year and you want to take your business to the next level, get inside the Leadership Mastery Academy. You can do 6 months. You can do a year. We have 2 flexible plans. You can do a pay in full with an incentive where you can save some cash, or you can do a monthly payment. Either journey is perfect and amazing. You can always renew, but it's such a beautiful community. These women are really amazing at lifting each other up, and we do the active healing work. So if you want to do that, maybe there's a block or there's something that's holding you back, and if there's any part of you, even with this people pleaser theme that is coming up, that's all the stuff that we work with, because the leadership archetypes cover fight response, fawn response, freeze response. And did I say flight? Fight, flight, fawn, freeze. Covers all of those. There's 8 archetypes that we work with that I created as a framework to help quote unquote diagnose you. And then from there, I know exactly where we're going to go, because I know where your sabotage might tend to show up. And then I know where there's an opportunity for growth and expansion for us to rewire money mindset. So get inside that program. All right. I am off to go check my email now in the hopes that the metaverse has emailed me. But if you are a people pleaser, stop trying to please the people. You're not going to. You're not going to please anybody by trying to please everybody. You just won't. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next episode. Keep it first class.
I hope you enjoyed your flight, and I'll see you on board again soon.
Seriously, though, thanks for listening. If you're ready to take this work deeper and upgrade your mind, I want to invite you to join us inside my Millionaire Mindset program. This is where you'll start using my guided meditations to help you overcome anxiety and experience even more abundance. When you join, you'll have access to my entire audio library. Head over to elevatewithkeri.com and we'll see you inside.